What is going on, guys? Make sure everything is set up the right way. Come on in. Come on in. I'm a few minutes behind today, but I promise you guys that it's going to be a fantastic show. Come on in. And if you guys can hear me, make sure that you leave me a 1 in the comment section of the chat. Come on in, guys. It is Monday, man. Another Monday to be with you all, and it sounds like my mic is good. That is perfect. Let me make sure that sound setting is good. I always got to make sure that the sound system is important or correct, because I can start talking and all of a sudden there's this echo and all that sort of stuff. And next thing you know, you guys are telling me, man, Antoine, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Well, it sounds like NC Realtor can hear me. Good to see you. Good to see you guys. Come on in. Come on in. It is Monday, April the 7th. And boy, oh boy, did we blow by in this first quarter, man. We are on the second quarter of this year, and there is so much going on around the world that we got to talk about it, man. We got to talk about it, from the layoffs, the tariffs, people working multiple jobs, people getting laid off by the feds and the DOD. We're going to be talking about that all today in this show today, guys. So we have a fantastic show lined up for you guys. First, let me start off telling you guys about my weekend. First of all, I got an opportunity to watch some good basketball on Friday night. Was it Friday or was it Saturday? It was Saturday. It was Saturday. Watched the Final Four. That was fantastic, man. I'm going to tell you like this, man. Duke's my team. I'm a Duke kind of a basketball guy. There's not very many people that like Duke. And for the people that like Duke, they don't typically like the people that don't like Duke. And for the people that don't like Duke, they typically don't like the people that do like Duke, right? It's something about that Duke swag that I like, that I always have liked. And I was very confident of them winning the national championship this year. Boy, oh boy, I was very confident. They just got some good basketball players. But what I saw on Saturday night, come the last 10 minutes of that game, was a Houston team that fought and fought and fought. It was like, I'm a big boxing fan, right? And you know how you see a fighter that's winning, about 6 rounds. I mean, they kind of dominating in 6 rounds clear, right? But the opponent sticks around, right? He may get some good hits, and he's starting to break down the fighter. Come 7th round, 8th round, they're starting to throw a little bit more impacts. It reminded me of the Miguel Cotto and Antonio Margarita fight. That's what it reminded me of. I'm gonna use a boxing analogy, guys. I don't know if you guys ever seen this fight, but this fight, I think, was back in 2004. Miguel Cotto, Hall of Famer, Puerto Rican welterweight, was fighting Antonio Margarita for the first time, and Miguel Cotto was undefeated. Fantastic Puerto Rican fighter, Puerto Rican American fighter. Actually, he's from Puerto Rico. He's not American at all. And he was just tearing up people through the welterweight at 135. And he got into a good scrap with Antonio Margarita, who was an undefeated fighter at that time too, who was slow, but he would come on in the late rounds, right? So, Miguel Cotto got into that fight. It was beating him up, wallop him, going upside his head, bop, 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 looking real good. It got towards the second half of the fight. Antonio Margarita's punches started to impact Cotto. Boom, jab, boom, jab. Cotto starts to slow up. Boom, next you know, Cotto's face is swollen. And before you know it, 9th round comes, I believe it was 9th round. He hits Cotto with a body shot, and Cotto's down on the ground. And his father threw in the towel. Now, needless to say, Margarita was cheating because he had cement in his gloves. So he was cheating. Now, they didn't find it out during that fight, but you can definitely tell that Miguel Cotto was pretty damaged after that fight. He took a beating from Margarita, And you would have thought that with the punches that he was throwing earlier in the fight, that he would have just, Margarita just would not have been able to take those punches, right? There was something different about Margarita that night where he was able to take those punches and know that he was going to come back because he kept the pressure on Cotto no matter what, right? And I almost see that as what happened during the Duke and the Houston game. Houston was, getting walloped. They were around, though. They were getting walloped. They were, down by 10. Next, they were down by 14. And next, down, they were, they would pull it back within 6. They kept fighting. They kept fighting. And they got towards the end of the game, and they just turned that pressure up, man. And Duke was that team that it was like Miguel Cotto, man, after a while, right? They looked really good, but when that pressure came and, Houston had that cement in their gloves, Duke started to show it. You saw it on the inbound pass. Didn't have very many plays for an inbound pass. You saw when they got the ball to Coop. Coop couldn't make the shot. They just looked disoriented. It was an interesting fight, man. It was an interesting battle during that basketball game. But needless to say, Houston won that battle. They looked good. I don't have them winning the national championship. I have Florida winning it. Florida looks good as well, too. And we're going to see. We're going to find out tonight. I'm actually looking forward to the game tonight, guys. So I will be spending time watching the game tonight. I coach sports this weekend, too. My basketball team got walloped. Man, we got mercy ruled this week, guys. 36-8. First time that's happened. So as a coach, I got a chance to watch the basketball, watch my team lose, and learn things that I can teach the guys to be a little bit better. At the end of the day, they just had some bigger guys, faster guys than us, and we're young. And we got absolutely walloped. And my son was part of that team, and you just got to take it on the chin. But other than that, it was a fantastic weekend, guys. Absolutely fantastic weekend. I hope you guys had a fantastic weekend as well, too. And I hope you guys are ready for the show. Good to see you. Life of Cam is in the house. Ant Dog is in the house. Ant Dog says, howdy, tapping in from Houston, Texas. His Cougars, man, in the national championship. And guess what, guys? San Antonio was turned up this weekend because the Final Four, man, we had some good weather. The weather was nice and chilly in the 60s. It was just beautiful here in San Antonio. Absolutely beautiful. And it was just a good time overall. But guys, we got a fantastic show. This is what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about layoffs that occurred last week. We're going to go through a layoff video. We're going to do some video reviews and see what people are talking about when it comes down to being laid off. We're going to talk about an individual who said, you know what, man, F all these layoffs. Who cares about all these layoffs, right? I'm getting ready to work 3 remote tech jobs. And he's working 3 remote tech jobs and he's making $368,000 a year. That's a lot of money. He's making $368,000 a year. His wife doesn't have to work right now. Okay. And then we're also going to talk about laid off federal workers as well. Some of the good things that is actually happening with the laid off federal workers. Okay. Some of them might find jobs. Some have found jobs. There are a lot of companies that are hiring them right now. So those are going to be the topics that we're going to be talking about today, guys. It is Season 2, Episode 14. We are keeping this thing going. Absolutely, we are keeping this thing going. Guys, if you are interested into any of the equipment that I use, from the headphones to the mic, to the setup, to the computer, check out the Amazon cart. Check out the Amazon store. In the description of this video, many people continue to ask me, hey, Antoine, man, I saw you made that viral video the other day. What kind of equipment are you using? Your voice sounds good. Well, check out my Amazon store. You'll see what kind of mic that I'm using. It's a dope mic. It's a dope setup. Go and check it out. All right. Also, our sponsors of the day is Course Careers. Guys, if you're looking at breaking the tech sales, you're looking at breaking any sort of tech role at the entry level, this is your first step. Check out Course Careers, www.coursecareers.com. Check out the link in the description of this live stream as well, too. And then, guys, if you want to be part of a group that continues the ladder climb, man, my boy Life of Cam, who's in here right now, closing on a duplex, man. Closing on a duplex. My boy Damien started his coaching business, closed on a rental property. Guys, we got people that's leveling up, ladder climbing all day, every day, giving the game out. Check those guys out. Become part of the Patreon, www.patreon.com/Black Heights. Check out the link in the description of this video. So let's get into the layoffs, guys. Let's get into the layoffs that most recently happened. Let me go ahead and flip my screen over because you guys like to talk about the layoffs, man. You guys. Let me flip this over real quick. You guys love to talk about layoffs. All right, let's get into it real quick. Layoffs that's happening this week, guys. A whole bunch of people being laid off. Federal government layoffs. The Department of Government Efficiency. Man, they got rid of some more people. Mass layoffs in the federal agencies, eliminating over 216,000 jobs, which accounted for nearly 80% of the 275,000 layoffs announced in March. So these cuts impacted agencies like the Social Security Administration and the IRS. And a lot of people are saying that it's causing a whole bunch of service delays and them getting them income taxes back. I haven't filed mine yet, so I don't know anything about these delays. But I would tell you like this. A whole bunch of people are online talking about how their income tax are delayed. So that's what's happening right now. Additionally, the Department of Health and Human Services laid off 10,000 employees as part of a broader restructuring effort affecting agencies such as the FDA and NIH. You got Stellantis, an automotive sector, guys. So it's not just the federal workers that are being laid off. Not just the federal workers that's being laid off, guys. I'm going to flip my screen over here. I'll just talk to you guys directly because I don't have that on the screen right now. Automakers, the automotive sector, Stellantis, they laid off 900 workers across 5 Midwest plants due to economic pressures by the tariffs. That's a lot of people. Cleveland Cliffs announced 1,200 workers in Michigan and in Minnesota, citing, you know what? They are one of the ones that imports a whole bunch of steel for auto parts, and these tariffs are coming in. So we're about to lay off a whole bunch of people. Okay. You also got factory closures that's happening, totaling 19 factories faced mass layoffs last week, with 15 closures leading up to 4,000 job losses, guys. So a whole bunch of layoffs are happening right now at this point in time, and it's getting pretty ugly. And a lot of it, people are talking about because of tariffs. Now they're trying to say it's tariffs, right? Well, people were being laid off before Trump announced his tariffs on his Liberation Day. Let's talk about tariffs because many, my daughter, I was watching Fox the other day. I had Fox on. I kind of go between Fox and CNN to check it out and see what's going on. My daughter asked me, what was President Trump talking about? And I told her tariffs. And she said, I don't know what that is, Dad. So I had to explain it to her. And many people don't get it. They don't get it at all. So I'm going to break it down to you guys as best as I can because I come from the supply chain space and we had applications that help companies to manage tariffs, duties, all these extra taxes because there's regulation behind it. Okay. So I know a little bit about tariffs, taxes, duties, because we sold software. I mean, my previous company that I worked for sold the software. It was called a global trade management solution. Okay. But tariffs, that's what they basically are. They basically are taxes. They're taxes that the government puts on items that is imported from other countries. That's basically all it is. As simple as that. And that's what I had to tell my daughter. She was asking what a tariff is, and I said a tax. Okay, so for instance, I have a Mercedes. I have a Mercedes E63, 2008. But let's just say I wanted to buy a new one. $200,000 car, right? Won't be buying that because I'm not stupid. Okay. But if we had tariffs on Germany, that car would be a lot more expensive. So anything that's coming into the United States that's not produced in the United States would have an extra tax. So if it costs $200,000 and there's a 45% tariff on it, that's $200,000 plus 45% that you'd be paying. And typically what happens is that causes items to be a little bit more expensive and sometimes way more expensive, depending on what country and, it's being made in, or what country has the sort of tariffs on it, right? So it could be cars, electronics, any of those sort of things. And the government typically is the ones that slaps the fee on it. And the reason behind it is because they want to be competitive in the United States. You want to make foreign goods more expensive so more people can buy American-made items. That's basically what I explained to her. It's that simple. So for instance, right, if she decides that she wants to start her Etsy shop and start selling clothes, right, she can sell a nice little shirt that she designs, cotton made in America, could be $43, right? Well, guess what? Today, that shirt can be made in China for $9 and shipped to the United States for $2, and it costs $11, right? So she's kind of out of the game when you have a shirt that can be made for $11. She's kind of out of the game. So basically what Tariffs does is it allows for us to compete at a national level. And I think that's pretty dope. But here's the challenge though. Here's the challenge. You got a whole bunch of prices that's going to go up. And people are upset about that. So a lot of times companies can choose to do this. They can choose to eat those prices to cut into their profits, or they can choose to pass them on to the consumer. What's going to happen most likely? What's going to happen most likely is the customer or the company is going to pass it on to the consumer, right? Because you already know what they want to do, right? They want to make a whole bunch of money, and they're going to fire you at the same time too. So things are going to get a little bit more expensive. That's basically what it is. They're going to, increase prices and fire you at the same time if you work for them. So, we take a hit out of our dollars, or either the businesses take a hit. Either way. But, at the end of the day, that's just kind of how it works. Now, people are pro this whole tariff thing. People are very pro on it. And there's a whole bunch of people that are pissed off because you got what's happening in the stock market, and you have a whole bunch of people being laid off because of this. And not only that, you got trade war, right? You got one country saying we're going to do 45%. Next country say we're going to do 50%. Next country said we're going to do X percent and so forth. Well, at the end of the day, if you think about the United States and how we are major consumers of everything. We buy cars, German cars. We buy Japanese cars. I'm a huge fan of Toyota. There's no tariffs on Toyota. There's no tariffs on just about anything that's made in Germany, Mercedes or BMW. Those are cars that you guys think that are fly. Those are cars that I think that are fly. Acura, right? Infinity. All those cars are sold here in the United States because there's no tariffs on them. Now, if you go to a country like Malaysia, which I lived in, you're not going to see a whole bunch of American cars. And you go to any of the European countries, you're not going to see a whole bunch of American cars either. So it doesn't allow for us to compete besides locally. That's all. But we are allowing for other companies in other countries to compete here in the United States. So that's the reason why, President Trump is deciding to say, I think this ain't fair, man. You're gonna tax my stuff. So, if Ari wanted to sell something in Germany, you're gonna tax her. But at the same time, I'm not gonna tax you for selling your stuff in the United States. Nah, that ain't right. That ain't right. Some people like it, some people don't like it. Either way, it's what's happening right now. That's what's happening right now. And people are being impacted by it. A lot of people are being impacted by it. You saw companies like Cleveland Cliffs. They laid off over 1,000 workers since this happened. I spoke to a customer today that was on call. They were going through a S4 SAP migration on hold. Budgets sealed. Guess what that does? That puts people out of work. That puts a whole bunch of people out of work. People are looking at their 401ks. People are looking at their Roth IRAs. People are looking at their IRA accounts. What is that doing? Looking ugly, looking stank. So people are really upset about it. They are really upset about this. And people are saying, boy, oh boy, whoever is in leadership at this point in time, I don't like them. I never liked them. I don't like them. That's what they're saying. Some people are saying, you know what? Guys, it's going to bounce back. it's going to bounce back because this is part of the market. Matter of fact, I would tell you like this, it's going to bounce back. I promise you it's going to bounce back. This isn't going to be something that lasts for longer than a year. I don't even think it's going to last longer than 7 months. Right? I just think that's just a negotiation tactic. Right? So that is tariffs in a nutshell. And that's why it's happening. Pros, protect the U.S. industry, like steel manufacturing. You think about countries or cities. One of the things that we hear people talking about often is the decline of the middle class. You're starting to hear the decline of the upper middle class as well, too. And I would consider myself to be upper middle class. I'm in tech, right? You're starting to hear about the decline of the upper middle class as well, too. But you heard about the decline of the middle class because of the manufacturing jobs that were removed from the United States. Okay? There was jobs that were in Detroit, Michigan, Wisconsin. Those industries were decimated. Those industries were decimated in the 80s, 90s, early 2000s. Why? Because manufacturing moved over to China. The tech industry in the upper middle class industry was decimated as well, too. Why? Because those jobs moved over to India and China as well, too. At first was China, now it's India. And not only that, you're importing talent over here. So you got to think about this from the standpoint of why is this happening? If the United States is supposed to take care of the people in the United States and you only have a certain amount of people getting to the bread, where it seems like everything else is leaving the United States, are they doing the right thing? And I want you guys to think about this and question it too, because I've had a wake-up call probably about 3 or 4 years ago to really start thinking about maybe what people are telling me and what I'm seeing isn't my reality. That's basically what it came down to be. I started living a life based on my own eyes, and I got out of the information that was fed to me from certain channels that wasn't part of my paradigm. Really wasn't part of my paradigm at all. Okay? But here's the pros. Protects the U.S. industries, steel, manufacturing, all that sort of stuff. It bring more jobs back to the United States, creating a middle class again. You got a whole bunch of people working in the United States. You got a whole bunch of jobs. You got a whole bunch more companies. You got a whole bunch more IPOs. You have a whole bunch more tech jobs. You have it all, right? Boost federal revenue. Countries no longer operating in a deficit and now operating in a surplus. And also strengthens the position at the head seat. So negotiating table. Now the cons, shit, you're going to be paying more. So your cars are going to be more expensive. Tech. I got a Google Pixel Fold, right? One of the dopest phones. Now this phone already costs about $2,700 when I bought it. Expensive ass phone, but this is now with tariffs slapped on this whole thing or whatever it is, probably a $4,000 or $5,000 phone. I get a phone every single week. Every single year. I apologize, not every single week. I wish I get a phone every single week. I wouldn't need it, but I get a new phone every single year. I wouldn't get a new phone every single year if I had to pay $4,000 for it. This wouldn't happen. Okay, unless there was a manufacturer in the United States like Apple, I'll probably be rocking with Apple. All right. Cons, business as a whole or laying off a whole bunch of people, and they're laying them off fast right now. You got a whole bunch of investors that are skittish and stock prices are dipping. And the global economy right now is pretty ugly. I think a lot of people are looking at this from the standpoint of the United States, but the rest of the world is taking a big hit right now. The rest of the world is taking a big hit. Look at the global market. It's pretty ugly. It's not just the United States. So whatever you're feeling right now, there's other people that's feeling a lot worse, which is the reason apparently the commander in chief is doing all this. He wants other people to feel it as well, too. Okay. So what does this mean for us? Well, if you're working in tech, cars or anything like that tied to the global supply chains, better watch closely, man. Figure out what the stuff is that's going on and how you're going to make a move. That's what you need to do. One of the biggest things you need to be paying attention to is your job. If you are a federal worker, you already know that anything could happen at any point in time. If you are in tech, you already know that anything could happen at any point in time. So what do you got to do? You better start saving. You better start go ahead and doing a side job. Start your YouTube channel. Don't just wait for another paycheck because you might not be getting that paycheck. Look for an opportunity to figure out like what is it that you can do at this point in time because it is crazy. And who knows how long is this going to last? But I do think it's on the other side of this, it's going to be quite nice. I think on the other side of this is going to be quite nice. Here's the thing. You want to stay ahead? You need to, talk to people that are making it work. Talk to brother Kamal, who just bought a duplex. Talk to brother Damien, who just started his coaching business, project management. Talk to me. Go ahead and join the Patreon. Guys, or either book a session with me. www.blkheights.com. Go ahead and check out the consultation page, $99. You'll speak to me. Okay? We'll talk about your resume, any sort of job leads, anything you want to talk about from investing in my investing strategy. Because right now, I'm taking a hit just like everybody else. But what I am doing, though, also is I'm buying a lot more at this point in time. Why? Because it's cheap. It's cheap. This is going to turn around. I remember when 2020 was happening, right? Or 2020 happened. You saw that nasty dip, right? Oh, man, I was hurting. $60,000, $80,000, $100,000. God darn it. I was asking Teresa at one point in time. I was like, man, what do you think we should do? Think we should pull? Nah, you don't pull. You don't pull. We didn't pull. Boy, that shit skyrocketed. That was absolutely amazing. Next thing you know, I was buying while I was down. I was talking to my boys in my Algonquin group, on my WhatsApp group. All of us was buying. People were trading stocks, Metro booming. You could not lose it back in 2020, 2021. You couldn't lose. All kinds of people were making money. It might be the same thing. It might be bigger this time, but it might be here to stay. That's the whole point, though. Okay? Now, I want you guys to hear from what people are saying online about this whole layoffs, because now we talked about Stellantis laying people off. You're talking about Doge that has cut a whole bunch of people. People are being impacted by these layoffs, man. People are being impacted by these layoffs. Jason said, focus on the opportunity side of SWOT analysis. That's right. I'm telling you, man. There's a big opportunity that is in front of you right now. It's what you choose to do with it. I say this, right? You got a whole bunch of federal people being laid off. I say I'll market towards federal people to help them with jobs. You got a whole bunch of tech workers that are being laid off. I say I make videos about tech jobs and remote jobs. You got a whole bunch of people who aren't able to land a job out of college. Well, you market towards them saying that you can help them with a resume. That's what my company is based on. And that's how I'm continuing to get money. That's how I do it, right? People want remote jobs. People want to know how they can work remote. I work remote. A lot of my friends work remote. I know how to work remote. I've worked remote for a long time. There are a whole bunch of jobs out there that you don't know anything about. That's what I talk about on this channel. So there's opportunity that's out there for you to do the exact same thing. Now, it doesn't have to be in this lane. It could be whatever lane that it is that you're in because of your knowledge. But focus on the opportunity, like our brother Jason said. Keep Condon says, maybe rent at double prices are real causes and effect of the economy. Maybe rent at double prices are the real causes and effect of the economy. I mean, like you think about it, that rent is high. We're going to get into that right now. Rent is high. What else is high? Insurance is high. What else is high? Gas was high. Now that's no longer high, but that was high as hell too over the last 4 years. I mean, like I flew into California, into San Jose. Gas was like back in, what was this? April of last year, $7.17. All that was expensive. All that needs to come down. It needs to. Keep Condon said tariffs may seem bad, but could be good in the end. Large companies might get hurt the most on this. However, during the time Bill Clinton, he had tariffs, the economy was good. Hey, I agree with you. I agree with you. It's just going to hurt. When there's major change like this, it is going to hurt. It is going to hurt. Okay? But hang on there. Hang on there. You guys will be just all right. You guys will be just okay. Let's get into what people are saying about these layoffs, man. And this is a reaction video that I'm going to do. And I want to get you guys' perspective on this. Let me see if I can clean this piece of it up real quick. Hold on. Gotta get my camera right. There we go.
Is it just me, or am I the only one afraid of teacher layoffs next year? I'm a teacher in California. There's going to be a bunch of layoffs next year. For one is because California is simply too expensive. People are leaving. And did you know that funding is tied to student attendance? The district a few years ago had 100,000 students, and now we're down to 60,000 students. Second is that we used to have COVID pandemic relief money, and now we don't. So during that time, districts were hiring a bunch of people, and now we don't have that money, so they can't afford to keep these people on. In my rank, I'm like number 800 out of 3,000 something teachers. In my school district. That means I'm the bottom 800, not the top 800. That'd be nice. So I want to ask you guys, teachers who worked during the 2008 pink slip era, like, what did y'all do to prepare for these mass layoffs?
Guys, I told you, layoffs are hitting just about every single sector. She just talked about teaching. It's happening in the teaching area as well. Government agencies like Department of Education, USAID, Department of Defense, and others are cutting staff. Private sectors, especially Fortune 500, S&P organizations, all are bracing for recession. And they're doing it, and the reason why they are embracing or they're bracing for a recession is because you can tell that they're bracing for a recession because how they are aggressively slashing a whole bunch of jobs. And one of the biggest things that you guys should know right now is that if you're not in a revenue generating job, you should be scared. If you're not close to the revenue, you should be scared. You should be scared. I don't want to cause a whole bunch of fear here and cause you to panic, but I just want you to think about what could potentially happen. It is happening to people every single day. I am on a Reddit. I don't like TikTok, but I go and get my videos from TikTok like this stuff and chop it up and have my editor do it, right? But it is happening every single day, and people are online talking about it. Teachers are getting cut. You heard it. Let's listen to the next one.
Fine. Living in the real world. Bow, ain't it good? Ain't it good? What the fuck just happened? I'm so sorry, Ashton. Please come out. Please come out. I'm gonna lose my fucking.
You saw it. Freaking out. Just got laid off. Right? Went through all of the emotions just now. She went through every single emotion. Fun, exciting, cried, filling out her unemployment. That is happening today. That is happening today. And here's a piece of it too, man. When you lose a job, this tells you a lot of people don't dig into this whole crap, right? Like when you lose a job, right? It often means that you're losing health insurance. And people often stay at jobs just so that they can keep their coverage. Jobs that they hate. Seeing dusty, musty, stinking people who talk to you bad because they have to have insurance for their daughter. They have to have insurance for their son. They have to have insurance for their wife. Don't you think that's crazy? I mean, like, you think about health insurance, it is a major barrier to starting a business here in the United States. It's a major barrier for people to retire early. It's a major barrier for people to change careers. You have to kind of figure it out. It's like, all right, uh, man, is my insurance going to pick up during this time? Maybe I should hang on for a little bit to make sure that there's overlap. It's messed up. I don't know if you guys think about this sort of stuff, but the reality of it is it's messed up. Health insurance, the way how it is, and it sucks. I know people who's lost loved ones or people who have had surgeries, and you think you have the best health insurance, and next thing you know, they can't figure out what's going on with mom. They can't figure out what's going on with dad. They can't figure out what's going on with your son. They can't figure out what's going on with your daughter, and you're just constantly being pushed from one doctor to the next, and it's just ugly. For as much money as we pay for health insurance, it is terrible. For as much money as we pay for education, we got some of the dumbest people. So if it's dumb and it's crazy, and you see things out of whack, like what we're talking about on health insurance, just to even start a business or to leave your company or to make a decision if you're going to retire early, things are bad, but we've come to accept this crap. We've come to accept it. And right now, there's a whole bunch of change that's getting ready to happen. So for me, I'm like, whenever there's something that's ugly and you've gone through it, why not there be a new way to do it? Because there's a new way to do it. Yeah, we want to rock the boat. Let's rock the boat. But you think about it, this lady just went through a whole bunch of emotions. Let's listen to this next one, man. This happened. It's constantly happening, guys. So be prepared.
I'm gonna lose my fucking.
So I guess at this point, we just need to know if you're planning to come back to the U.S. to work, or if we're going to be separating ways.
Yeah. I took a while to respond because I needed to regroup with my husband and my family, and I love work. I love working here. I love my job. I thank you, Katie, for this opportunity. It's just been great. Sorry, but I don't think I can return to the States and be uninsured. It's too risky for me, and it's just not the best move for my family. So okay. I wish there was a better solution. I would love more time. Damn it. Sorry. I would just love more time to just finish up any projects. I don't want to leave, with things not finished. Shoot.
Katie, I spoke with you. I think we're in an okay place with projects.
Okay, good.
Is that, would you agree, Catherine? Katie? Catherine. I'm looking at your name on the thing, Katie.
Yeah, it's okay. It happens all the time. Yes, I think we're in an okay spot for projects.
Okay.
So then you're not going to be returning, you said, for that. So we will be terminating employment. Then today will be your last day.
Loyalty. This happened to somebody that I know. This literally happened to somebody that I know. Okay? She was on a secondment out of the United States. Moved her entire family to Europe. And the company that I was with allowed her to do that. And she was supposed to be over there for 2.5 years. New leadership came in and basically said, you got to get back to the United States. Her husband was already working. Previous leadership said she can stay over there, whatever it is. You got to get back to the United States or you don't have a job. She's like, I built the family. My husband has a job over here. I'm staying here. I have insurance. My life is here. This young lady right here, she seems like she's a wonderful worker. This hurts. And the biggest thing that she's talking about right now is insurance. Losing her insurance. return to the United States? Nah. She don't want to do that. She want to finish up the projects. Nah, projects. Not these projects. Manager on the other line. Yeah, I think we're at a good spot with your projects. Job loyalty. I don't know. I don't know, guys. You better be prepared. You better be prepared.
Put a finger down if you're laid off and have been applying for jobs for over 2 years. You've applied to hundreds of jobs and tailored your resume to every single one of those applications. You use ChatGPT. You've done courses. You've networked. You've gotten dozens of referrals. You've joined a job search council. You've got a career coach. You've lowered your standards so much that now you only apply to entry-level jobs, even though you have over 10 years of working experience and still don't even get those. So now you work 5 different part-time jobs, barely making $40K a year, live in low-income housing, and now we live in a looming recession and the job market's about to crash and you truly don't know what to do next.
Let's talk about it. She's applied. She's used ChatGPT. She's done everything that they say to do online. One thing she hasn't done, though, is book a coaching session with Antoine. God damn! If you guys know this content creator, tell her to book a coaching session. $99. I'll get it right. I'll make sure that she gets a job. Okay? But this is happening for a lot of people, guys. This is literally happening for a lot of people. People are hurting right now. You see videos like this just about every single day. She says she has 10 years of experience, get job offers for, barely making $40,000 a year, live in low income housing, has done everything that they say that you should do. Probably, you know what? She probably held off from having kids. She probably held off from meeting that husband. Start to think about all the stuff that you've been told, and you start to really figure out that half of the shit, not half of it, nope, absolutely not half of it, 75% has been a damn lie. It's just the reality of it. It's just been a lie. Go to school, get your education. Yep, okay. Go to school, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. You're going to have a job. You're going to guarantee you have a job. You go to school, boom, you don't have a job. You don't have a job. Be loyal. Stay at a company for a long time. They're going to help you retire. Boom, nope, you're cut, you're fired. For some people, you can do it all by yourself. You don't need no family. You don't need no man. You don't need no wife. Boom, you're fired. Now you're by yourself. You're hurting. Some people, you work so much and you do have a husband or your wife. But you work so much and you take your job too serious, boom, you get fired. Now you don't have your husband and your wife no more. Or some people, you work so much, your husband and your wife and your family, you don't even know anymore. Job loyalty is dead. Say like my man Orlando Minor says, these companies don't love you. Only people do. So you better figure out what's important to you. Companies will cut you without warning. Loyalty means nothing anymore. There's more focus now on recovering laptops than acknowledging years of service. All that stuff where, the older generation is like, just wait your turn. Wait your turn to start, Antoine. Wait your turn to start. You're going to get it. You're going to get the opportunity. A lot of people can't believe in that anymore. Sit down, be patient. You're going to be rewarded. I was patient. And I got to say, my world has been pretty fantastic, to be honest with you. But I know a lot of people where their world has not been. And you're seeing it every single day. These videos are it. It's crazy. You got ghost quitting. You got burnout. These are the new norms now. Workers are basically quitting quietly. They're exhausted. They feel taken advantage of. Now you got companies that you may have 10 years of experience. They're going to lowball you. You got people now with just because you got AI doing 5 people's jobs. Going to work at 7 o'clock in the morning, not getting home to 7 o'clock at night. Employers are stretching their staff thin. Now, I got to say, you got to do what you got to do to take care of your family. You got fake promotions that's going on out there. You get more responsibility, no pay. God damn! That's unacceptable, guys. It's unacceptable, but I get it. I get it. You got to do what you got to do to take care of your family. And the biggest part of it is that you wouldn't accept that if you didn't have the burden of needing insurance. You wouldn't accept it if you didn't have the burden of having debt. House note, car note, boat note. You wouldn't accept it at all. I mean, you think about it. It's all messed up. If you are in debt, you got those handcuffs on you. You got to work. You got to constantly work. It makes you vulnerable to layoffs. I mean, having savings and no debt, it's the key to freedom. You know, a lot of people say, Antoine, you know, at one point in time, I was telling my good buddies of mine how I was working on a deal last year, and my goal was to just get rid of all my mortgages. You're like, that's a stupid thing. The way how the economy is, it's never a stupid thing to get rid of the debt that you have. It's never, ever. It's never. Because you just never know what's going to happen. You can use that cash or blah, 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 blah. Well, shit, no, get rid of it. Have savings, get rid of your debt. You won't have that burden on your back. You can walk away whenever you walk away, whenever you want to walk away. Let's move on to the next one.
Housing, and now we live in a looming recession and the job market's about to crash and you truly don't know what to do next.
Have some money, and they called us, and so my job fired us. Me and my friend, and some other people, but me and my friend got to work one day and they called us into the office and they fired us. No warning, no nothing. They sent our ass right back home. Under the circumstance that they wanted us to have a specific kind of document, I forgot what it was. They wanted us to have a certain certification. Whatever it was, they hired us without it. They knew we didn't have it when they hired us. But then later on down the line, they decided to fire us for not having it. Okay, y'all fire us. I'm at home crying, trying to figure out how I'm going to feed my kids. This is my source of income. Da, 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 da. But then it dawned on me, I never want nobody else to be in charge of me making money again.
Hear what she said? She never wants anybody to be in charge of her making money again. She has kids to feed. You know, her company hired her, needed a certification. No, I can always say, hey, you know, they hired you to get a certification. You didn't go and get that certification. You're bad, right? That's something that we can say. But reality of it is they knew they didn't have the certification. Now, did they tell them to get the certification? Nah, she probably wouldn't say that, right? But she's on TikTok saying she didn't get the certification. She got fired. Her and her friend. Tough, man. But one of the biggest things that I want you guys to take away from what you said, I don't want anybody to be in control of it. If somebody can be in control of it, just make sure you're making the right decisions. Make sure you got a backup plan. That's important.
Be in charge of me making money again.
Just got into work today at Amazon. And, had to go over to the boss's desk, and what do you know? Bunch of layoffs today. So, boycotts and tariffs will
Look at that. Look at that. It's even happening to Amazon, guys. Amazon is getting people up out of there. Gets to work. And look at this man.
Boycotts and tariffs.
Got a whole bunch of boycotts. A whole bunch of tariffs. It's insane. It's insane. It's happening, guys. Be prepared.
Well,
So y'all, I just currently put my 2 weeks notice in at my job. And they went ahead and fired me because I put in the 2 weeks notice. Like, I'm on my way home to get their shirts so I can get my check. And I'm going to record the conversation and post it on here, like when I go back and get the shirts. But they literally fired me because I put in the 2 weeks notice. I clocked in at 7:30, put my 2 weeks notice in, wrote the little form and stuff on the form, and I left it on the desk. Like, I ain't think that they was going to fire me because I put a 2 weeks notice in. Now, I've put in 2 weeks notices before at like other jobs, and I've never been fired before for putting in the 2 weeks notice. Like, they'll let me work, and then on my last day, you know, like, they'll wish me well and tell me, okay, if you want to come back, you can, but they have never fired me before. It's 7:30.
She got fired up, put in her 2 weeks notice. That's what she got fired for. You know, you work for a company, right? And you do what you can. You work hard. You put in your 2 weeks notice. Now, we don't need you no more. We don't need you no more. Now, what I would tell you is this. Typically in a sales role like that, I don't know if she's in sales or not, but that is not uncommon in a sales role because you typically don't have a lot of a transition or anything like that. But what's their responsibility is they're still supposed to pay you out. Sometimes in sales, they don't do that. In her situation, it sucks, man. You just don't know what she had going on. She put in her 2 weeks, gone. Matter of fact, it happened in a video that I showed you guys last week to a man. He put his 2 weeks in. Nope, today's your last day. Go ahead and send that laptop in. God damn! He was stressed out. This is his next one.
I'm quitting my job in 20 minutes. Yup. And Monday, my coworker left at 8 o'clock and did not tell me and left me in here to close this entire bar by myself. So guess what I'm doing? The same thing. So as soon as 8 o'clock hit, I'm out the door and I'm gonna put my badge on their desk with a note. Matter of fact, let me write the note right now. 2/21/24. Today is my last day. Okay, Scott Yatunde. Period. It's 7:56. The manager's in the office with the door closed, so I can't go put my stuff in there. And now it is goodbye, au revoir to PHP. This place can kiss my ass. Absolutely.
A lot of you. She wrote a note. She got up out of there. I put it like this, guys. We haven't even gotten to the tech piece of it yet. AI is coming for white collar jobs. You already seen that happening with the old ChatGPT being released and a whole bunch of people, middle management being slashed. It's coming for blue collar jobs. It's going to replace jobs in writing. It's going to replace teachers. It's going to replace customer support. It's going to replace trucking. It's going to replace aviation. It's going to replace all of it. It's going to be like, man, I'm telling you, somebody has a PhD in just about every single field at once. That's what AI has the advantage of. So workers, you all need to make sure that you're skilling up, man. The disruption is already happening. You're seeing it right now. We are going through a massive shift. And layoffs are just the tip of the iceberg, man. You got inflation. Somebody in the chat, I forgot who it was, they were talking about high rent. You got housing costs. You got violence. Violence has increased, right? Man, when we have factory workers, factory jobs back in the United States, you didn't have that much violence. You didn't have that much stuff because people had jobs. They had things that they were proud of. You got violence. You got healthcare expenses. It's crushing a lot of people at this point in time. People graduating from out of college, can't find a job, massive amounts of debt. Many feel lied to. All that money that's going towards foreign wars and blowing up people and all this other stuff. Why isn't that being brought here to the United States? Why is education being ignored? Why don't teachers make more? If you want to, make sure that the population is well educated. Why isn't there harsh punishment for people who do stupid stuff? It's crazy. It's crazy, man. It's absolutely crazy.
You are overestimating how safe your job is. If the last few years should have taught us anything, it's this. There is no such thing as a stable job. Anytime I've done these videos in the past, people would jump in and say, that's not true. What about government jobs? Well, look where we are now. If we have learned anything over the past few years, it's this. I don't care if you've been at a company for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, even 30 years. You are still at risk of getting that email where they let you know that you are getting laid off. Companies have one goal right now, and it's simple. Get as much done as they can with the least amount of people. This means that if somebody goes to your CFO or one of the other executives and says, hey, I got a piece of technology that can literally replace people at your company for a fraction of the cost, the executive and the CFO is going to go, sign me up. That is the goal right now. Cut costs at all costs.
Guys, what he just said is 100% right. Spot on. And you want to know something that's interesting about it? I'm that guy that's going to CFOs with the technology to help them cut costs. It sucks. I know. But it's a job to do. And that's what companies are looking for ways to become more efficient. That's why I got into the AI space. He said it. He literally said it. They are going to CFOs, they're going to executives, and they're figuring out ways how to cut costs. You got a whole bunch of people right now who gets a piece of paper, right? Could be a medical document. They get it, see it, start typing, right? No. This part of it, where you're seeing it and you're typing it, manual keyboard entry, that no longer exists anymore. They have optical character recognition. It's even in AI software. If you upload any sort of document, it's going to be able to read it, and it can print it out, read it, whatever it is. It can be almost 100% accurate. Guess what else is done after that? You can put that into other workflows. Okay, well, take the data, extract it, do a validation on it. Send it to this system, send it to this system. Whereas it used to be people that were doing that. No longer. This is all automated. It is all automated. AI and optimization is where it's at right now. That's why I made the job shift, guys. I was like, all right, you know what? This whole AI boom, I got to get on the side of the AI. I got to get on the side of the optimization. I got to get it on the side of efficiency. And he nailed it. They have technology that is out there that is looking to replace you. Well, not technology is looking to replace you, but at the end of the day, more work done, a little expense. They don't want to pay the health insurance. They don't want to have to pay, you to enter data. They don't want to do that. They don't want to have to do that, but they're doing it right now. New technology that's out there right now is it is eliminating all of those processes. So if you have a job right now where you're just doing stuff like manual keyboard entry or transcribing, you can do it for a little bit longer. And I'm telling you like this, you better start upskilling. Go ahead and click on the link in the description of this video. Check out Course Careers. Not only that, you should check out Coursera as well too. Go ahead and sign up for the subscription so that you can get access to their courses as well. You better start learning. Because it's coming to get you. And it's not the technology that's coming to get you. What's really coming to get you is people who leverage this technology when you don't. That's what's coming to get you. And I will tell you like this, guys.
And the biggest cost.
I'll get to that point a little bit later. Let's let this guy finish.
For most companies isn't technology, it's actually people. If you're watching this video right now and thinking, well, that's not me, I'm comfortable, don't get too comfortable, because trust me, you never know when you're going to get laid off in 2025.
And so I got fired today for stealing, and I do not get off. Them motherfuckers was not paying enough, so I had to do what the fuck I had to do. We get paid weekly. Somehow, I'm working every shift I can, all hours, even staying a little 30 minutes extra, and my weekly checks every week is $492. What the fuck do I do with $492 every Friday? Shit's gone by Saturday.
Is it just me?
This man got fired for stealing. It just showed up, guys. But you making $492 a week. That sweater, probably the car he's in, probably costs a lot more than that, right? People living way beyond their means. People not upskilling. People not doing the things that they need to do. $492 a week. You need some skills, man. You need some skills. NC Realtor says, I'm almost finished with my Coursera Google Project Management course. Made coaching appointment with Damien. Check it out. Look at that. Look at that. Google Project Management. Fantastic course. Project management is a fantastic field to get into. And PBO says $492 is not stealing. I don't care what it is, PBO. At the end of the day, you taking something that ain't yours, that's stealing, man. You sound like, oh man, you sound like one of those people that say, you know what, coming into this country ain't a crime. Come on, PBO. Oh man. Oh, good to see you, my man. Good to see you. Chief Contest says the job market in the future will be determined if you can provide a utility to a client. Whatever field you go into must provide support for a consumer with good relationships. Man, that boy, they're smart, ain't it? You have to be able to have some sort of skill. It's trade, right? All right, okay, well, you know what, Antoine? You can provide me some entertainment, right? You can provide me some entertainment, and I'll provide you money. Or Antoine, you can provide me some coaching, and I'll provide you some money. You saw what happened just now with NC Realtor, right? Brother Damien has a coaching service. She's leveraging it, right? That's a skill. That's a service because Brother Damien has a project management skill. He's my brother, right? He's been in a project management space for many years, worked for HP, worked for Dell, worked for top-notch companies. He has project management experience. He's been doing it for 20 plus years. He has a professional skill. He provides it to consumers. And guess what? People reward him for it. That's trade. That's trade. That's what Mr. Conti is talking about. It's true. It's funny, man. It's funny. It's insane. But that's what you're going to need to do. That's what you're going to need to do. Let's move on to another subject now. I want to move on to a different subject at this point in time. We're going to talk about how people are taking advantage of this now, right? Because, as you guys say, company ain't loyal, right? These companies ain't loyal. Let's go here. So I came across this article on Business Insider. This man right here is smart. You got a man that says companies are laying off. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of being laid off. Companies ain't loyal. You got tariffs. You got all this other stuff, right? He says, I'm going to put it in my own hands. So he's working 3 remote jobs. He's making $368,000 a year doing it. Now, again, anything that I'm saying is not a representation of companies that I work for or anything like that. But I will tell you guys like this. What this man is doing, if that's what he can do, go and do it. This ain't for me, but this is definitely for certain people. Just imagine making over $360,000 a year working from home. You're not working, from some fancy, some very, very fancy tech startup having to go to the office. And you're secretly juggling 3 full-time remote IT jobs. 3. So that's this man. His name is Damien. They really haven't, shared his full name because he wants to remain anonymous. But he's a millennial out of the Mountain West who said that, why stay loyal to one company when they can fire me at any moment? And you know what? He's not wrong. So Damien got 3 laptops, 3 logins, and probably 3 different Slack groups blowing up all at the same time. Man got PCs everywhere. And he says this is the best part about it. He says he barely works 40 hours a week total within 3 companies. Sometimes he even says he double books meetings and wears 2 sets of headphones at once. AirPods in one ear, over ears over the other. Crazy. Now I'm telling you like this now. This is not an article to tell you guys that this is the right way to go about doing it. But what I'm saying is that I'm giving Damien credit here because of the fact that he is taking control over what he can do. He's using his skill sets. If he got 3 full-time jobs, making $368,000 a year, he has a skill that people want. And he's taking advantage of it. Now, don't go run out there and get 5 jobs tomorrow. But this story really exposes something real. Job security doesn't exist. Loyalty to companies, nope. That's not always your turn. If you got skills and time, there are many ways that you guys can be earning a whole bunch of money. Damien just made some money just now. Brother Damien, not Damien from here, from this article. He spells his name with an E in. But what he said he uses money for is he uses extra money to let his wife quit her job, to travel, to eat good, to stack furniture like he's running a Wayfair warehouse. He even said, I was at a point where I had so much cash, I didn't even know what to do with it. Now, I'm going to tell you guys like this, man. Everybody can't be this man. Juggling jobs, that ain't for everybody. It takes planning, it takes strategy, it takes skill, it takes knowing, how to do it, how to be creative. It takes all of that. Knowing how to communicate, knowing how to deliver. It takes all of that. But the bigger question that I have for you guys is this. What are you doing with your time? Are you spending your Saturdays sitting down on the couch just watching basketball? Are you spending your time or your Saturdays sitting down on the couch just watching TV or Netflix? Depending on that one job. Because this man can quietly clear 6 figures 3 times just sitting in front of a camera and answering tickets. There's no reason you can't find a creative way to increase your income too, man. There's no way. He's doing it. Check out the article. It doesn't take, it's not that difficult to do. If your boy right here who's on a channel that you guys are listening to can do it. You guys are smarter than I am. Now, I want to hear from you guys, man. I got to get your perspective on this. I'm not a big fan of juggling multiple jobs because it's hard enough. It's hard enough doing one, especially if you are looking to move up. But I want to hear your perspective. Let me know what you guys thinking about job juggling. Think this is genius? Or you think this man is reckless? I think he's reckless, man, but I want to hear from you guys. I think my man Damien right here is reckless. Would you work with multiple jobs, remote jobs, if you could? Let's talk about it. I want to hear you guys in the chat. That's what my man Damien is doing, though. Crazy. All right, I got one more. let's get into this one. And I'll come back to the chat. All right, let's talk about the laid off federal workers, man. All right, so many of the people, if you've been laid off from, working in federal work because it's happened, just Elon Musk came through and caused a whole bunch of chaos in your organization. There's some hope for you. Because there are people and there are companies out there that see laid off federal workers as a hot commodity. So there's hope. I'm telling you, man. I mean, the government's been slicing jobs like, they're trying to win a ribbon at something or something, man. I mean, it's seriously over 280 federal jobs and contractors got the pink slips over the past 2 months. That's a whole bunch of talent. You got to think about it, right? Let's just say 1/10 of them are good. That's a whole bunch of people still. And the private sector is ready to scoop them up. So Fahad Hassan, a CEO of a fintech startup called Range, he saw the writing on the wall. So his company's trying to hire 100 people right now, from the marketing department to the engineering department. He's like, yo, the government just cut loose a whole bunch of top tier talent. Let's grab them before someone else does. Now, some of these guys are making $145,000 in their federal roles. Now, at a private startup, they're making $250,000 with the same skills. So there's hope for you guys, man. And the biggest thing about these people is they know that they have the skill. I mean, these people are disciplined. These people know compliance. They can work under pressure. And the CEO, Hassan, says we can train them to thrive in a startup. They've got superpowers. We just got to redirect their energy. But here's the thing, though, man. This isn't hope for everybody. It's only hope for the top tier. Not everyone's getting the call. Some folks are lost. Some folks are dazed. Some folks are wondering what to do next. Call your boy. Book a session with your boy. Some people are getting drowned out in this whole flooded job market because you got 280,000 federal workers that are hitting the market. You got a whole bunch of tech employees. You got a whole bunch of automotive employees. You got a whole bunch of warehouse employees hitting the market. A whole bunch of new kids coming out of college. So the job hunt is rough right now. But that also means that if you got the right positioning, if you package yourself right, where you are on that top shelf in that grocery store, or not even on the top shelf, you're at a shelf level, eye level, and you stand out, the opportunity is going to be there. So if you're a federal worker, contractor, and any of you guys are watching this channel, and I know some of you guys are, just know that you're not done. You're not out. You didn't have to take a knee. Maybe you had to take a knee in the fight, but you can get up. You still got an 8 count. Go ahead and book a session. It's important for you to book that session. And for the rest of us, companies are showing us something right now. When layoffs happen, the smartest players are the ones that pivot and pick up the pieces that others leave behind. That's how you win in a downturn. So I want you guys to think about this as well, too. The smartest players right now, with all this chaos that's going on from layoffs and tariffs and all this other stuff, the smartest players are the people who can pivot, pick up the pieces, and make it happen. Let me jump over to the chats. Brother Damien says, holding down multiple jobs would be more of a challenge for folks that are in the office. I imagine my management would get super curious if I put a different PC on my... You wouldn't be able to do it, Brother Damien, being in the office. There's no way. There is no freaking way. There's no way you'll be able to do that working in the office. That's reckless right there. Now, if you were remote, That's a different story. But this guy did it remote. Brother Christian says, hell yeah, he'll do it. I could work 2 AE gigs. I would absolutely do so. That one may not be a bad one, Christian. I didn't think about the AE ones. I was thinking about more than the tech ones, but you're right. You can pretty much do that. The Bayless Code says, if you can do it, I say go for it. If I were single, I would work multiple tech jobs. I used to work a tech job during the day and labor job overnight to catch up on bills. Bayless said you can do it. You can do it. Christian says, smart man. Operation Techtober says he's taking overemployment to the next level. Jamin King says, I'm so glad I'm in robotics, man. I hear you. Operator Tech Takeover says the boy is Easel from Friday. He still don't. He don't kill. Oh gosh, y'all fool, man. Y'all are crazy. I love it. But guys, man, that was a show. I wanted to share these stories with you. Know that layoffs are happening. Tariffs, with this whole tariff talk, it's going to get worse. You already saw the stock market. Oh, people are talking about this whole Black Monday. I haven't had a chance to catch up on any of the news today. Okay. But I will tell you like this, man. If you're following that shit and you just seriously are just like listening to it and thinking the world's going to end, it's not. Not how it works. Calm down. Be the calm in the storm. Look for opportunities to make something happen and pounce on it. Plan it. Understand where you're going. Jump on Coursera. Check out Course Careers. Check out Level Careers. Plan. We just put a goal down. 3 months, I want to get this done. 2 months, I want to get this done. 1 month, I want to get this done. And execute. If you do that, you will make a significant amount of progress. A lot of times people just don't write down what they want to do. It's as simple as that. Write it down. Become part of a group that's going to hold you accountable when you're talking about it. Get it done. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the show. We will see you guys next Monday. We got the national championship coming on tonight. My wife is cooking some good old Italian sausage and something else. It smelled good when I left the house, man. She said it was going to be done around like 7:30. It is 7:23 right now, and it's time for me to go and eat. I am starving. I appreciate you guys for rocking with me on this Monday evening, April the 7th. Thank you so much for all your support. Make sure that you like this video. Make sure that you share this video. Make sure you hit the notification bell. If you have not subscribed to this channel yet, hit the subscribe button as well, too. We will see you guys next Monday. Until next time, guys. Peace. Appreciate your brother, PBO.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left.
Brother Christian, good to see you, brother. Let's catch up this week, my man.
Storms we chase are leading us, and love
is all
good to
we'll
ever
see you.
Trust. Yeah.
Operator Techtober, good to see you, brother. Damien Kang Experiences, good to see you, my man. Big brother Damien, good to see you, my man.
Through the wastelands, through the highways.
Jason, good to see you, brother. Keep Conti, good to see you, my man. Stevenson, good to see you. Ario, he says, can you make content about tech doctorate? I see those are on the rise, too. I'll consider that, my man. I'll consider that.